Thank you for listening. This course was created to help you succeed in your educational journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional podcasts, books, newsletters, and cool merchandise await. Let's get started. Risk frameworks provide structured approaches for managing uncertainty in artificial intelligence systems. Rather than treating risks as ad hoc concerns, a framework organizes them into categories, evaluates their likelihood and impact, and prioritizes responses. This structure brings discipline to a complex field where threats are diverse and consequences can be severe. By mapping risks into categories such as confidentiality, integrity, or availability, frameworks make them easier to analyze and compare. The evaluation of likelihood considers how probable a risk event is, while impact considers its potential damage to operations, reputation, or compliance. Together, these assessments provide a rational basis for prioritization. Frameworks thus serve as navigational tools, guiding organizations through uncertainty by translating vague fears into actionable insights that can be managed systematically. Several common frameworks are shaping AI risk management today. The NIST AI Risk Management Framework is designed specifically to address AI's unique characteristics, such as emergent behavior and ethical concerns. ISO IEC 27005, originally developed for information security risk management, is now being extended to accommodate AI-specific challenges. The FAIR methodology, or Factor Analysis of Information Risk, introduces a quantitative approach, translating risks into financial terms that executives can understand. Sector-specific frameworks also play a role. In healthcare, HIPAA-aligned models dominate, while in finance, frameworks incorporate standards from regulatory bodies like the FFIEC. Each framework offers strengths and limitations, and many organizations blend them into hybrid approaches tailored to their industry. Understanding these frameworks provides organizations with a toolkit for building mature, context-sensitive risk practices. The components of a risk framework reveal its inner workings. Asset identification ensures that organizations know what needs protection, from datasets and models to pipelines and APIs. Threat modeling anticipates how adversaries might attack those assets, identifying both traditional vectors like denial of service and AI-specific threats like poisoning. Vulnerability analysis evaluates weaknesses, whether they stem from misconfigurations, inadequate controls, or design flaws. Control mapping connects identified risks to existing safeguards, clarifying where defenses are strong and where gaps exist. Together, these components form a cycle: identify, model, analyze, and map. Repeating the cycle ensures that frameworks remain living processes, not static checklists. For AI, this is crucial because risks evolve quickly as models grow more complex and adversaries innovate. Risk identification in AI systems requires attention to unique elements not always present in traditional IT. AI assets include not only data and code but also trained weights and embeddings, which hold sensitive intellectual property. Emergent system behaviors complicate identification, as models may act unpredictably, creating risks that are hard to foresee. Adversarial threat vectors, such as carefully crafted inputs that mislead models, must be accounted for in ways traditional frameworks rarely consider. Model lifecycle exposure spanning data collection, training, deployment, and retirement introduce additional surface area for risks to emerge. Recognizing these unique characteristics ensures that AI risk frameworks are not just recycled IT templates, but genuinely tailored to the field's realities. Without this specificity, important risks could remain invisible. Risk assessment methods provide the means to evaluate identified risks. Qualitative scoring ranks risks on scales such as low, medium, or high, offering simplicity and accessibility for broad audiences. Quantitative modeling attempts to estimate numerical probabilities and financial impacts, providing precision but requiring more data and expertise. Hybrid evaluations combine these approaches, applying quantitative rigor where data supports it and qualitative judgment where uncertainty prevails. Weighted prioritization allows organizations to account for both likelihood and impact in structured ways, producing clear rankings for action. These methods enable decision-makers to allocate resources where they matter most. In AI, where risks range from adversarial attacks to compliance failures, structured assessment prevents paralysis and ensures that scarce resources are deployed strategically. Control selection is the natural follow-up to assessment. Once risks are understood and prioritized, organizations must choose safeguards to address them. Technical safeguards include encryption, sandboxing, and monitoring systems. Organizational policies establish acceptable use and escalation procedures. Process enforcement ensures that controls are consistently applied, not just written down. Cultural reinforcement, such as training and awareness campaigns, embeds risk consciousness into daily behavior. Together, these controls form a layered defense that addresses risks from multiple angles. For AI, this is especially important. Technical measures may stop adversarial prompts, but without governance and cultural buy-in, misuse can still occur. Control selection ensures that every identified risk has a corresponding defense, tailored to the organization's needs and capacities. Risk registers serve as the central documentation hub for identified threats and their associated controls. By cataloging risks in one place, organizations gain visibility into their overall risk landscape, avoiding fragmented records scattered across teams. Each entry typically includes the description of the risk, its likelihood and impact ratings, and the controls mapped to mitigate it. Ownership is assigned, ensuring accountability for monitoring and remediation. Continuous updates keep the register alive, reflecting new risks as they emerge, and closing old entries once they are resolved. In AI environments, where risks evolve quickly with changes in datasets, models, and dependencies, a living risk register is indispensable. It prevents risks from becoming invisible and ensures they remain tracked and addressed over time. Residual risk management acknowledges that no control set eliminates risk entirely. After safeguards are applied, some level of risk always remains, and this must be formally documented. Leadership decides which residual risks to accept, weighing the cost of further mitigation against the likelihood and impact of the remaining threat. Accepted risks are recorded in the register, ensuring that they are visible rather than hidden. Tracking these risks for change allows organizations to revisit decisions as conditions evolve. In AI systems, residual risks may include reliance on third-party models, unknown biases in data, or emerging adversarial techniques. Managing residual risk responsibly demonstrates maturity, showing stakeholders that risks are not ignored but consciously accepted under governance oversight. Monitoring and review are the ongoing activities that keep risk frameworks relevant. Continuous risk evaluation integrates with telemetry, scanning logs, and metrics for signs of emerging issues. Periodic reassessment cycles provide structured opportunities to revisit assumptions, recalibrate scores, and update controls. Incident-driven updates allow lessons learned from breaches or near misses to reshape the framework immediately. Adaptive prioritization ensures that new high-impact risks are quickly elevated, even if they were not on the radar before. For AI systems, where adversarial techniques and regulatory expectations evolve rapidly, monitoring and review prevent frameworks from becoming outdated. They turn risk management into a continuous, adaptive process rather than a static report. Metrics for risk programs transform abstract processes into measurable outcomes. Tracking the number of risks identified provides a sense of the framework's reach, while mitigation percentages show how many have been addressed effectively. Incident frequency highlights whether risks are translating into real-world problems or being successfully controlled. Closure timelines measure responsiveness, revealing whether the organization resolves issues quickly or lets them linger. These metrics not only guide internal improvements, but also provide evidence to boards and regulators that risk programs are functioning. For AI, metrics can highlight how well frameworks address novel threats like data poisoning or model theft, ensuring that unique risks receive focused attention. Integration with governance ensures that risk frameworks are not siloed from broader oversight. Policies define what is acceptable, while risk frameworks assess where those policies are most vulnerable. Reporting to boards creates accountability at the highest level, linking AI risks to organizational strategy. Linking risks to specific controls ensures that governance objectives are realized in technical and operational practice. Accountability chains make clear who is responsible for monitoring, mitigating, and reporting on risks, preventing ambiguity. This integration transforms governance and risk management from parallel activities into a unified system, where acceptable use rules and risk registers reinforce each other. For AI systems, this unity ensures that oversight is comprehensive, transparent, and actionable. Limitations of frameworks remind us that no approach is perfect. Unknown risks are difficult to capture, especially in AI, where emergent behaviors may defy prediction. The resource intensity of maintaining comprehensive registers and assessments can strain organizations, particularly smaller teams. Subjectivity of scoring means that qualitative judgments may bias prioritization, creating blind spots. Gaps emerge in fast-evolving AI contexts where new attack techniques or regulatory demands outpace existing frameworks. Acknowledging these limitations is not a weakness but a mark of maturity. By recognizing where frameworks fall short, organizations can supplement them with monitoring, expert input, and adaptive policies. The goal is not perfection but resilience. Frameworks provide structure, while flexibility ensures continued relevance. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Cross-functional collaboration is essential for making risk frameworks effective in practice. Security teams bring expertise in threat modeling and technical controls, but they cannot manage AI risks alone. Data scientists contribute insight into model behaviors, data dependencies, and vulnerabilities unique to training and inference. Executives provide oversight, aligning risk priorities with organizational strategy and resource allocation. External auditors add independence, ensuring that frameworks are not only applied but also objectively validated. Interaction with regulators ensures that frameworks meet evolving compliance requirements. By uniting these perspectives, risk management becomes holistic, addressing not only technical but also strategic and legal dimensions. For AI, where risks span multiple domains, this collaboration is indispensable. Risk communication ensures that findings are understood and acted upon across all levels of the organization. Clear language translates technical risks into terms executives can grasp, avoiding jargon while highlighting business impact. Structured dashboards provide visual summaries, helping decision-makers see priorities at a glance. Prioritization visuals, such as heat maps, emphasize where risks are most urgent, guiding resource allocation. Scenario planning prepares leadership for possible events, simulating consequences and responses to high-impact threats. Without effective communication, even the best risk frameworks can stall, as decision-makers struggle to grasp their significance. In AI contexts, where novel risks may be unfamiliar, communication bridges the gap between technical detail and strategic action. Regulatory integration strengthens the credibility of risk frameworks. Mapping risks directly to laws and standards ensures that compliance obligations are systematically addressed. Evidence collection provides auditors and regulators with tangible proof of adherence, demonstrating that controls are not theoretical but operational. External disclosure, where required, builds transparency with stakeholders and regulators alike. By embedding legal considerations into frameworks, organizations avoid the danger of treating compliance as an afterthought. Instead, compliance becomes part of the same structured process that governs all risks. For AI systems, which increasingly face scrutiny under emerging laws, this integration is a strategic necessity. It reassures stakeholders that risks are not only identified and managed, but also aligned with external expectations. Scaling risk frameworks requires extending them beyond pilot projects into enterprise-wide practices. Rollout across business units ensures consistency, preventing fragmented approaches where one team manages risks well, while others neglect them. Automation in assessments reduces manual burden, applying standardized checks at scale. Cloud-native risk tools integrate directly with infrastructure, scanning configurations and workloads for vulnerabilities in real time. Integration with security operations centers ensures that risk insights feed into daily monitoring and incident response. Scaling ensures that frameworks are not limited to theory or small teams but are applied systematically across the entire organization. For AI, where systems often cut across departments and geographies, scaling is essential for consistency and resilience. AI-specific risk categories highlight why generic frameworks alone are insufficient. Poisoning and evasion attacks target the learning process and inference stages, corrupting data or manipulating outputs. Privacy leakage risks involve unintended disclosure of sensitive training data through model behavior. Model theft threatens intellectual property by extracting weights or replicating models through queries. Misuse and abuse encompass harmful applications where systems are directed toward unethical or dangerous purposes. These categories show that AI risks extend beyond traditional IT concerns. Frameworks must explicitly incorporate them, ensuring that unique threats to AI assets are recognized, assessed, and mitigated. This specificity ensures that risk management is not generic, but tailored to the realities of AI systems. The link between risk frameworks and incident response demonstrates how structure supports action. Frameworks guide the creation of playbooks, ensuring that responses to incidents are standardized and repeatable. Classification of severity ties incidents to predefined categories, allowing teams to prioritize effectively. Response prioritization ensures that the most dangerous events receive immediate attention, while lower-level issues are managed proportionally. Post-incident reviews feed lessons learned back into the framework, improving future resilience. In AI contexts where incidents may involve unfamiliar behaviors or adversarial attacks, this structured link is invaluable. It ensures that organizations not only respond but also grow stronger with every challenge encountered. The strategic role of risk frameworks lies in their ability to align technical uncertainty with business objectives. By structuring how risks are identified, assessed, and prioritized, these frameworks ensure that decisions about mitigation are not arbitrary but tied to organizational goals. This alignment helps leaders weigh trade-offs between innovation and security, balancing opportunity with resilience. Risk frameworks also serve as tools of assurance for clients, partners, and regulators, demonstrating that the organization does not leave security to chance. In the competitive field of AI, this assurance becomes a differentiator. Enterprises that can show structured resilience gain trust more quickly than those with ad hoc approaches. Ultimately, risk frameworks make AI adoption not just possible but sustainable. Trust assurance for clients is one of the most tangible benefits. When customers entrust organizations with their data or rely on AI-driven decisions, they want evidence that risks are being responsibly managed. A documented, functioning risk framework demonstrates accountability and discipline. It reassures clients that the enterprise is not only aware of risks but also actively addressing them. This assurance strengthens business relationships and reduces friction in negotiations, especially in regulated industries. In effect, the presence of a robust risk framework becomes a selling point, signaling that the organization takes both performance and responsibility seriously. Trust, once earned, becomes a competitive asset. Structured resilience building is another outcome of well-executed frameworks. By continuously monitoring risks and updating mitigation strategies, organizations ensure that they are not caught unprepared by new threats. This resilience allows them to recover more quickly from incidents and maintain continuity in critical operations. It also enables adaptation. Frameworks can evolve to address novel attack vectors, regulatory changes, or emerging technologies. Structured resilience means that setbacks do not derail progress, but become opportunities to strengthen systems further. In AI, where innovation often moves faster than governance, Resilience is the quality that ensures long-term survival and growth. Risk frameworks also act as enablers of responsible scaling. Expanding AI systems into new domains or geographies introduces new risks, from cultural sensitivities to differing regulatory obligations. A structured framework provides the roadmap for evaluating and addressing these risks before expansion proceeds. This proactive approach prevents missteps that could harm reputation or cause regulatory conflict. Scaling responsibly means that innovation can grow without outpacing safeguards. For organizations, this ensures that AI initiatives support growth strategies without introducing systemic vulnerabilities. In practice, responsible scaling depends less on technological capability and more on disciplined risk management. In conclusion, risk frameworks transform the unpredictable landscape of AI into one that can be systematically understood and managed. They provide definitions, methodologies, and metrics that turn abstract threats into concrete action items. By addressing unique AI risks, such as adversarial attacks, privacy leakage, and model theft, frameworks ensure that oversight extends beyond traditional IT concerns. Their integration with governance, metrics, and incident response builds a closed-loop system of accountability. Limitations remain, but acknowledging them strengthens adaptability. The true value of frameworks lies in their ability to bridge technical and business perspectives, creating structures where AI innovation can thrive responsibly. As we transition to the next episode on threat modeling, the continuity becomes clear. Risk frameworks provide the overarching structure for identifying and managing risks, while threat modeling drills deeper into specific adversarial scenarios. Frameworks answer the what and why of risk, while threat modeling addresses the how. Together, they provide organizations with both the strategic and tactical tools needed to secure AI systems. By mastering frameworks first, you are now ready to explore the detailed adversarial thinking that makes threat modeling such a powerful complement in the practice of AI security. Thanks for tuning in to Bare Metal Cyber, your trusted source for cybersecurity educational materials, news, and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.